Hello, it's me, T-Master, and today I'm here to talk about, basically this video is going to be about Five Nights at Raty's the final chapter, and the second one is going to be about the future, like what's gonna happen next, what's the next thing that I'm going to work on and stuff like this. So now, this is going to be straight from the heart. I didn't prepare any scripts. I just listed down some points so I won't get lost. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about here is why I came back after the Dark Deception FNAF SB crossover. So I actually thought that was supposed to be the last thing I was going to make. Seriously. But one day I was like, maybe just open dreams, see what's new. And when I went to the dream surfing, I found a tremendous amount of Raty fan content. It actually moved me. I was just a few seconds and I was going to tear up. And I was like, maybe I should come back with one last thing. One last Raty's related game. And I thought, what should I make? At that time, the idea of a sequel for FNaR 5 was absolutely not in my mind. The first thing that came up to me was a remake for Five Nights at Raty's 3. It's probably the most one that needed a remake, because the previous game, it was playable, but it doesn't represent what I was capable of at that time. So I started planning with it, and I remember like I didn't announce it until I have the base night gameplay ready, and then I announced it. Then I thought to myself that I was analyzing the ending of Five Nights at Raty's 5, and I was like, this ending is not perfect. It's not perfect at all. It has a lot of flaws. One of these flaws is that a lot of characters were useless there. They didn't have much role to play in the story. And the first one that come to my mind was Alice. If you think about it, she didn't do anything in FNAR 5. She just came to the palace, killed a lot of guards, and then gets slapped by Shadow Raty. This is the only thing that she has done. Same thing for the Cursed Rat. He just chased you at the end of the game and that's it. He had nothing. And I wanted to fix this in... So I came up with the idea of the final chapter. And at first it was supposed to be part of Five Nights at Raty's 3. And actually it was very simple. It was actually it was literally just section 1 at that time, when I wanted to make it as a part of Five Nights at Raty's 3. And then the concept grew much bigger and bigger. And I found that it has a lot of potential. At first, it was literally just Life Master summoning Shadow Raty in her black prison, Alex battle him, then Life Master shrinks him with the time effect, and that's it. But then I thought about the Cursed Rat. I thought he must have some role in this. Same thing for Alice and the Red Man. The Red Man was one of the useless characters in Five Nights at Raty's 5. So I started drawing more sketches. I started to expand the events of the final chapter, and I was like, it's not fitting to be part of a game. I thought that it must be its own thing. And the first reason came to my mind is that I never believed in extra content in the Dreams games. It's hardly noticeable and people don't really look into it. So I thought if I made the final chapter as part of Five Nights at Raty's 3, people won't really give it the attention that it needs. So I was like, let's make it its own game. But if it's going to be its own game, it has to be a proper game. So I expanded it more and more until it became what it is now. And it went to a lot of changes. It has expanded a lot. First it was supposed to be just section 1, then I involved section 2, And actually, it wasn't like the one you see now. At first, Alice was supposed to be... The Life Master was supposed to teleport Alice to the Black Prison so it can help her kill Shadow Raty. But I decided to leave Alice for the Red Man, to leave them for own conflict. I wanted them to have their own moment. I didn't want it to have anything to do with the Life Master or Alex or any of that. Then Section 3 came out. The only reason Section 3 came out is that I want to involve the Cursebringer. I always had the concept of the Cursebringer, and actually it was supposed to be introduced in Raty's Chef Wanted, but I didn't really have the place for it, and I had it now. And the first ever design for the Cursebringer was supposed to be an old man with a long beard and black clothes, but then I was like, if the main antagonist in this game is a rat, then why isn't the Cursebringer a rat? So I made him look like a rat, and I wanted him to be the final antagonist, the main evil. And this is how Vengedor was born. As for Section 3, the difference between the old version and the new version is like comparing like fire with water. It was completely different. The scenario at the first version was supposed to be Alex entering the World Corruption Center, he meets with the corrupted Raty, escapes him, and the main antagonist in Section 3 wasn't supposed to be Halukeen. It was supposed to be Corrupted Sparky, who was going to be like... he was going to be similar to Halukeen, but the way he plays is that he doesn't try to trick you. He's honest from the get-go. He wants to kill you. And it was very basic. Section 3 was very basic in the old version. But now, I added the Six Sinners concept. I added Halukeen. I'm really proud of how it became. Halukeen turned out to be as I imagined. And everything else is basically the same. Section 4 was... it looked like what it always intended to be. Even the ending. I always had the idea of Alex sacrificing himself in the ending and the cursed rat falling in the black hole and stuff like this. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I talked about basically everything about Raty's The Final Chapter. Like how it expanded, how I decided to make it, and that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it here, and the next video will talk about the future, my future projects and stuff like this. And I think it's going to be more shorter. And yeah, if you like the video, then consider subscribing and liking and all this stuff, and see you next time.